Hey YTPC, Walt's here for VR to Bobby Six Guns. As you know, Bobby wants to know if anybody influenced you, what influenced you, or who influenced you into doing videos or presenting or vlogging is more what I do, I feel. And I'm going to say it while I smoke some Southern Roots House Blend. Delicious aromatic with Virginias and Burleys, 2 Cavendishes, and that's soaked in Madagascar vanilla and Bumbo rum. It is good. A little moist, so let me see if I can get this lit first. A little bit of aromatic mood. I'm about to go to my pipe meet that somebody just basically said last night, hey, anybody want to meet up tomorrow? Smoke pipes? And almost everybody said yeah, so here we are. Yeah, I'm about 5 minutes away. I got here, it's not until 7. It's 5:45 now, so I got here a little bit early. So. And I got to do these VR because I forgot to do a couple of them and I missed out. So I'm in on this one, Bobby. People staring at me. Make sure I'm smoking tobacco. Anyways, so I've watched YouTube for years, and I've been through all kinds of phases from and most of the phases just lasted with me just watching videos on it. But I got into building a schoolie one time. I never actually bought the bus. I watched everybody who on YouTube who built one. About 5 or 6, 7 years ago, I got into the whole homesteading thing. Never bought a homestead, but I watched all the videos just about the people who did it. Eating healthy, cooking stuff on the Blackstones and stuff. I got into that for a little while. Reselling, I actually got into that for about 2 years and then got too busy, I couldn't do it no more. So we'd basically go to yard sales, Goodwill, Salvation Armies, thrift stores, buy stuff, and then resell it on eBay. We did pretty good. I had kind of a niche in stereo equipment and stuff, but 2 years ago, people was getting back into cassette decks and turntables, 8 tracks. But some places like Goodwill got to where they caught so many people doing it that they started reselling themselves. So. Certain DVD players people wanted, cassette, DVD combo units. But like I said, Goodwill found out about it and they just started picking stuff off the top and selling it themselves. Goodwill's not really a what you call it, they're a corporation. They're not like the Salvation Army or something like that. They got a CEO, everybody gets paid, They do help people with job training and stuff like that, but they're not a what you call it, charity. They got stores now where they take video games. They got the grid where they resell old Nintendos, PlayStations, older computers. People are buying up the older monitors, the tubes and stuff in them, so they keep them now. Anyway, we did good on that. Stereo equipment, shoes. I resold a lot of shoes. And yard sales. I did pretty good in yard sales because you got stuff real cheap on yard sales. But anyway, I went to that. Before that, I was doing something else. What do they call it? It's when you bought the stuff from AliExpress and you resold it to eBay. Resold it on a. They try to get you to make a website and all that. I never did do that. I watched all the videos on it. And then, AliExpress came along. Not really AliExpress, but like Wish came along, Temu and stuff like that, and it kind of put a halt to that. But they will teach you how to go find a product that you knew people wanted. And you used to be able to get hold of the companies in China. And if you bought so much, you could get them to make your boxes. And people still do it. And most people probably know this, but let's say if you want to do, you found a company making these. And that's why they do them lighters. That's why everybody's got the lighters that look alike. They just got different names on them. But you can buy these in China, have your name put on them as a brand, have a box or package for them with your name on it, and then China would just ship them out for you. And you just make so much off the top. But I didn't pull the trigger on that either. And like I said, cars. I was always working on cars. I wanted a hot rod or do something hot rod. I wanted to do the power tour. But just working on the cars I had, I realized I was getting too old, or my motivation kind of faded when it was actually time to get out. Because I didn't have a garage and nothing like that. Everything I was doing was on the ground. I thought about doing videos about that. Be one of the ones, working on cars, building a car or something with no expensive tools and stuff like that. But I put ball joints on my last car we had, and I realized nobody wants to see that. Me grunting and getting up off the ground, pulling myself up with my tree trunks, but I still want to get a car or something. I still want to try the power tour one year. I might just get a square body or something. I really want a Blazer or something, like a 78 Blazer. Well, they drive so slow, it's kind of hard to keep them cars cooled down at some of the speeds they go once they get in town and start pulling into the racetracks and stuff. So I stopped watching them videos, and I've always watched pipe videos on and off. And then I ignore them for a while, and I come back, and there'll be new presenters. Come back, people that were new presenters will be, the main presenters, I guess you call them, or had the more followers or whatever. And the other people just be gone. And my wife had told me a few times, maybe you should do this. You smoke a pipe. I basically got to the point, as I got back into pipes more heavier again, I used YouTube just to smoke a pipe and kind of have somebody smoke a pipe with. And I caught on to a few people I was watching every day. And then there's a certain time, got heavier into, especially people who just light up the pipe, talk about the tobacco, talk about the pipe, and they don't preach to you, they don't bitch about the government or bitch about other people's government or talk about being brainwashed by somebody. They just talked about the pipe. They just talked about the tobacco. Maybe told you something about their life. Some of them did, some of them didn't. You know, that's when I started thinking, oh, well, that's how I would do it. And my wife said, well, you should do it. I said, well, I'd run out of things to talk about. I mean, my first couple of videos, I just basically, you know, I was working out of town, so my wife was bringing me about 3 bags of packages. So I just started out just by opening boxes and showing stuff I got in boxes. But when I started getting really into it, I went back and started watching people. By then, some of the newer people was like the Vapor Piper was one of them. A lot of British people. I can listen to them talk forever, but I'm not. The non-professional Piper was one of them, and Carrick Studios was another one. And I just watching Elderidge. I'd watch his videos. I used to watch people make pipes, but them videos kind of went away. You used to be able to just go on YouTube and find new videos of people just making pipes. And then there was a phase where you go in there and people would be blending tobacco. Most of that has seen even Simon, he stopped making pipes on video. I mean, I guess he did it for so long. So I went back and started looking into YTBC. I didn't really realize that was a thing until recently. And I seen who was in there. Then I started looking for people who started in the last year or so. And went back and watched their first video, especially if they're around my age or something like that. So therefore, I went back and watched Jess. Start from his videos, start to finish. Tom's videos, Porch Piper Tom. Novice Piper, and a lot of people that was starting at the time. Well, they was about maybe 6 months in then. I'm not sure. That might be a wrong number, but anyways, I went back and see how, you know, awkward or whatever you call their first videos was. And then finally realized, well, I can do this, or at least try it. And if nothing else, I wanted a record, because I'm terrible about writing notes. I want to write notes down. I love writing shit down, but half the time I can't come back and read it, or I misplaced what I was writing on, or I forget to write down stuff and never get back to it. So I wanted a recording of everything I smoked, start keeping up with what I smoke and what I thought about it. I thought with nothing else, even if nobody followed me, I just make videos. At least have a recording of what I smoke. And if I wanted to, something would be out there for my grandchildren who know me now but may not know me later, if I should pass. You know, because like I said before, we don't know what our grandpas were like at our age, some of us, if we were toddlers. We just knew them in pom-pom mode. We didn't know their outlook on the world or what they did during the day and stuff like that. And these videos kind of give them that insight into all that. If they ever look back. If they want to. They may not want to. It may be your great-great-grandchildren. It may be 3 generations that want to, you know, they start doing tracing their trees or whatever. People's YouTube videos just start popping up. Look, great-great-grandma had a YouTube. Great-great-grandpa had an OnlyFans. And stuff like that. So anyway, I finally just went ahead, I ran somewhere. So I'm still trying to put it off. So I was going to run and go buy a tripod, just something to hold my phone. Because even then, I'm not a professional piper or non-professional piper. I was saying, look, if y'all want to do this, just do it. People ask me what kind of camera I use. He goes, I use my phone. I bought a cheap tripod, cheap microphone, and I do these videos. And then somebody else said that too. Basically, I think it's carried. I just use my microphone, just prop it up and talk into it. Well, I didn't want to tip my phone up, so I went ahead and ordered one off of Amazon. When my packages came, I opened it up. When my wife left, I was all alone. I went ahead and did one. I put it out there, waited for the reaction. It did okay, more than I expected on my first video. And then maybe about 3 in, I started getting welcomed into the community. And then I was going every 3 days, and you know, as long as I was smoking tobacco at night, I was gonna go ahead and throw one in and try something new, or do a video when I hadn't done. And so it's basically the YTPC that I watched that got me into videos. Is watching people do it for years, watching other people who are just starting, and being welcome, because we have a pretty good welcome community. When someone does come in, they normally get to 25 pretty quick. They get to 50 pretty quick, and they probably get to 100 quicker than most people just starting, looking for an audience. And you get all those subscribers, but they're not all watching you. You don't get all them views, but you know, it still builds your confidence. And everybody's good about giving shout outs. And I got to where I just started watching people that were smoking pipes. So I stopped watching the ones that, because some people smoke cigars, some people smoke pipes. I just wanted to see pipe videos, so I made sure I only stuck to smoking pipes when I did a channel. And I also went on a Reddit page one time, and people were complaining about the people who were doing videos and, you know, some of the stuff they liked and disliked. So I kind of took notes on that. It was a 2-year-old post, but it gave me kind of an insight of what. Kind of what I wanted to do. So that got me in the game. I don't know how long I've been doing it now. Maybe 2 months, maybe 3 months. I'm at 180 right now. And I've seen a few people who started with me have quit. I've formed a few friendships, a few buddies, a few friends. Some people I talk to every day, some people I talk to about 2 or 3 times a week, and some people every week. So it's been fun. It should become another hobby, really. It helps me get educated. It makes me read up on stuff before I talk about it. It helps me. I'm learning how to taste tobaccos. You know. Instead of smoking it like I've been doing for years and years. For years and years, I just want a vapor, I'll smoke the vapor. If I want English, I smoke the English. It didn't matter. So Peterson took care of most of my needs, because they had Englishes, they had the vapors, and they had, you know, the Irish cask and stuff like that with champagne or whatever in them, whiskey. That's it. That's what I got, Bobby. Hope that's what you're looking for. And thank you for having the contest. And I'll see y'all later.